homies, it is that time once again. 90 miles from comics. As always, I am your host, Y290, in the building. New comic book day. Gotta celebrate it with the homies. And of course, every Wednesday with me, my brother from another mother, the conquistador himself, Javi. What is going, Javi?
What's up, YouTube world? It is I, your conquistador Javier. Oh man, just so happy to be here with the panel, with you guys, Chad, and everybody else that's joining us today.
No, for sure. Thank you for being here, Javi. And as you already know, and I saw you holding it down yesterday on Buy or Pass for me, YouTube is 90. Because,
That's right.
Perry, who's lurking in our chat, he went and silenced me at the end of the chat. But you know what, Perry? I'm better than that. You can talk all you want in my chat, brother. Don't worry about that. You won't be silenced at all here. And someone who's definitely not going to be silenced tonight because we have not seen him in a while, that is Mr. Hyde himself. D-Hyde is in the building. What is going on, D-Hyde?
What's going on, man? Yeah, it feels like it's been a long ass time. It's been a week, and I'm back. I'm rearing to go. And yeah, it's Wednesday. Good to chat. I've been reading stuff, not current, but let's get.
Awesome. I'm super happy that you're back, D-Hyde. I'm glad to see that you're feeling better, brother. So thank you for being here once again. And pretty much, I mean, he was already a member before, but now he's actually showing up to the shows. The newest member of the panel, our brother, highly a comic bro, Raul. What is going on, man?
All good here, man. Thank you for having me once again. It's a pleasure to be here, man. I can't wait to talk some comics, man.
No, it is a pleasure to have you here, Raul. It's a pleasure to have the whole panel here. And it's a pleasure to have everyone in the chat with us. We got Mr. Variant in here. We got Perry up in here. We got Ben Compton. Thank you, guys. We also holding it down. Hi, Lucha Libre holding it down in the chat as well. So thank you, guys. And I'm sure as we go on throughout the show, more of the 90holics will trickle on in because they already know that YouTube is 90. So, new comic book day. We're going to talk comics. It's what we do best. But before we get there, we got to talk about what we've been reading. And I know Hyde has been sick. He's been away, tied up in his bed, reading comics. So, Hyde, let the people know what you have been reading, brother.
I wasn't tied up in my bed. That insinuates a whole litany of things, Chad. But no, I've been reading. I finished The Boys in about 2 weeks. I was rereading The Boys by Garth Ennis and Derek Robertson, recently an Amazon television production. And yeah, that book is so good. It's so dense, and it's such a different thing from the show. They're both independently great of each other. Not going to take anything away from the show. It's great, but that book is so dense. There's so much to it. Yeah, it's like nothing else. It's an incredible thing. I recommend if you haven't gotten onto it, everybody get on it. You start reading it. You'll enjoy the show more because it does hint at things, but yeah, there's just so much. Like the art's beautiful, the artists are great. John McCrea, Derek Robertson, everybody, and just everything. And the fact Terror, the dog, is throughout the whole thing, like, I don't know. There's just too much to talk about it that I can't do it right now. But I also I've been catching up on the Powers of X and House of X, or Powers of 10. What? Powers of X and House of X. And that's so good. Hickman's an insane person. He's absolutely insane and so awesome. Oh, and I didn't get to talk about it last week. Did you guys touch on Absolute Carnage at all? Or is that for this week?
That's for this week.
That's for this week, bro.
All right, then I'll zip my lips because I got a lot to say about that.
All right. Well, I mean, okay, I guess we'll wait. I mean, because I'm going to talk about that for
sure.
Oh,
yeah. So we'll go.
We can close. Yeah.
Then we'll end up in a big thing because I'm pretty sure everybody here has something to say about it.
No, for sure.
Yeah.
And shout out to some more amazing members of the community joining us in the chat. We got Jeffrey Comic-Con Henson, my Hulk brother. What is going on? And we also got the legend himself. Bow down. He's a legend for sure. G-Pap in the building. Thanks for being here, G-Pap. You are the man. Thank you for joining the show. What's going on?
And before I forget, I've also started rereading Adventures of the Rifle Brigade by Garth Ennis again, and Carlos Esquera, co-creator of Judge Dredd. May he rest in power. And this is good dumb fun. It's like airplane slapstick stuff, but World War II. It's insane.
Looks awesome. Damn.
Yeah.
Oh, that was good.
Hell yeah, that is what's up. Well, that's what Hyde's been reading. Thank you, brother.
No problem.
Raul, I know you were like trying to spoil things last week. Last week. So I know you're ready to go this week. Let's let the people know what you read last week. What you read, Highly, a comic, bro.
All right, I'll show them real quick. I'll keep it short. Baby Teeth by Donny Cates. Number 15. I think there's just 5 left for this. Very good.
Damn, I need to get on that. I am not on that. I'm a
Donny Cates, man. I'm surprised you don't read the image, Donny. Oh no, that's actually Aftershock. Is it? Yeah, Aftershock.
Oh, that's Aftershock. I didn't know that.
The next one is Berserker Unbound. It was actually pretty good. It's Jeff Lemire. I actually enjoyed it. It's a little fish out of water, so hopefully it'll get going in the next one because
I like me that cover, man.
it's good, man. It's what is it, Magnolia?
Yeah.
Pretty badass. Of course, I got the Absolute Carnage, which I'll leave it to my boy. Incredible Hulk, which I just love this issue. It's really good. I'm so sad that it's coming to an end at 25. I hope it ain't so, Joe. But very good. And of course, House of X. I'm not going to talk too much about it because everybody's been talking about it. But what I am going to say is I'm going to go back and read them all again, man. I'm going to read them all.
It's that good.
It's that good, and it's so dense, and it's yeah, I think I just got to read it again because I know I missed stuff and try to understand it because it is kind of difficult to follow. But
Jonathan Hickman makes me feel dumb.
yeah, right.
Like, he's so good that I feel dumb.
It's amazing, and what he's doing with he's made the X-Men new again by going back to the roots and bringing everything that was old and oh man, it's just great stuff, man. I'm super happy with that.
I've been seeing one name pop up all over the place. But yeah, man.
Which name is that?
Moira.
Oh my god.
Yeah, it just gets Hialeah all riled up. I know.
Bro, what a great twist, man. What
I haven't read it. I read House of X1, but Chad, he just picked me up a Powers of 10 number 2, the Scotty Young variant. So thank you so much, Yad. And I believe I have a House of X coming my way sometime.
It'll be coming your way.
Yeah.
So, that one's gonna blow your mind, dude. That issue's insane.
All right. Well, maybe we'll dive a little deeper into that once we figured out what Javi read last week. Javi, let people know what you read last week, brother.
All right, guys. So I've been catching up on this series by V.E. Schwab. She's actually an author who created this fantasy trilogy, and she came out with a comic book that takes place 30 years before the books. I haven't read the books, but I really dug the comics. I've been catching up on these. Really, really cool stuff. Fantasy based, magic. The main character is able to mend steel, so that's really cool. Really up my alley. I also caught up on The Ride. This is the Adam Hughes cover. It was cool. It was an interesting read, action packed. I don't have issue number 2. But I'm thinking about picking it up just to see where the story continues. Something cool that I noticed though was this, of course, is the Adam Hughes cover, and you have this like character with some dark eyeliner, and then I have this ghost Adam Hughes. You can kind of see the similarities.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah, for sure.
Thought that was cool. That's Ride number 1. It's a whole bunch of it's a big creative team that's on it. It's actually 2 stories. Adam Hughes has a story on the second end, and there's a story in the first end as well. And Absolute Carnage. My Marvel read of the week for sure. That was a very, very interesting and good read for sure.
For sure. I am right there with you, Javi, without a doubt. And before we get into that, talk about what I read last week for everyone in the chat. So, like everyone else, I guess I'll just get it out of the way. House of X #2, definitely enjoyed it. Definitely think everyone needs to be reading it. Like everyone else is saying, just Hickman doing great things. Just awesome stuff, especially this issue in particular because of, I guess, a certain character. If you read it, we all know, and how this character is finally, I guess, being forefronted in probably the light they should be, right? Because I guess everyone's got the feels for this certain character, and Javi kind of mentioned the name earlier. So definitely check that out, House of X. I also read Old Man Quill issue #8. I will say this book's not getting enough love, man. Ethan Sachs is killing this. This continues to get better and better. The issue before this was phenomenal, and then this one, awesome stuff as well. I'm all about the Old Man series. I'm just excited to see where this is going. I will say this. I would like to see that Old Man story between Hawkeye and Daredevil. Because, remember,
nice.
I mean, spoilers, right? Like, for anyone, if you guys know what I'm talking about, but that's the next Old Man series that I want to see. So, because before, Hawkeye goes blind, or as he goes blind, we all know he, comes across Mr. Murdoch, and the next time we see him, it's Logan, Old Man Logan. So I want to know that in-between period right there. So I would definitely say, whatever you're doing next, Ethan Sachs, give us that. But Old Man Quill, great stuff. If you're not reading it, get the hell on this. As Raul read as well, Immortal Hulk issue 22. Just awesome stuff as well. I can't say enough about it. Al Ewing killing it. I'm sad to see it end at 25, but at the same time, I think all good things must come to an end. So you must end it. And I'd rather it end there, not get drug out, and just, watered down in a sense. So definitely awesome stuff. And just like everyone else, and I also picked up that Delato variant. Absolute carnage. And I'm with you, Javi, as well. My read and pick of the week from last week. We all know that I have some crazy ties to Donny Cates and Venom and all that and fanboying out. But just, if you're just a Spider-Man fan, I think you'll enjoy this as well. And I know it's a crazy high price tag. You know what? I'm just going to bring in the whole panel because I know you all read this, right? So we can all talk about it. Let me ask you guys, for that $7.99 price tag, did you feel like you got your money's worth?
Yeah, hell yeah.
Yeah, it's a hefty read. Like, it's big, it's dense, and there's a lot of there to it. Like,
for sure.
It felt like 3 comics, for sure.
Yeah.
There's only 6 ads, I think, in it as well. And I just love how this event is just taking off. I will say that. I mean, I guess just call it, I love Carnage as well. So I think it's cool that he's brought him back. I like how he's being used here. I also like, how other characters have been brought back in that have been just recently touched in Spider-Man with recent story arcs with Dan Slott and stuff like that. Because I'm not trying to spoil anything for anyone that hasn't read it yet. But, man, I just think it's some great stuff. Everyone should be reading some Absolute Carnage. I think it's an event that it's going to live up to the hype, man. I'm already more excited about this than I was about War of the Realms issue 1, and I loved War of the Realms issue #1. When I put this down, I was just like, oh my God, I cannot wait to get to the next issue. So is there one particular part that you guys enjoyed more in the book?
Yeah, man, I just got to say it right now because it was the conversations between Eddie Brock and Peter Parker.
Oh, yeah. On point.
So Donny Cates writes so amazingly for Spider-Man. He needs to get something out soon with him because he's one of the better people outside of Chip Zdarsky writing him in a while. Like,
I think he captures the whole tension between them, and not just Spider-Man and Venom, but Eddie Brock and Peter Parker.
Yeah, all of them.
The whole scene at the diner.
Yeah.
Sure.
No, dude, even with Dylan, and Dylan's like menace.
Yeah, exactly.
Oh yeah, it just like it
just adds
extends
that
to the
extra
loin,
layer,
you know.
that extra layer of kind of semi-tension. Like it was really good. That whole diner scene was probably my favorite part as well.
Yeah, they made that. If they made the whole issue like a normal sized issue with just that diner part, I would have been fine with spending $7.99. Like it's one of the better things I've read in a long time.
Yeah, and then the crooks, they walk in and right, they like they're gonna go rob the place, and they're like, oh, you want to take this?
Yeah,
that was my favorite part two, Hyde, and the art, man, Stegman's art, which just blew me
kills
away.
it. And I'll say this,
Spider-Man.
I'm torn between, of course, that diner scene and then that scene with the Maker. Just him bringing back the Maker, and just how the Maker was just like ahead of the game, and just was all about that, And I guess I love how, and I guess it's not really spoiling anything because, anyone that's been affected by the symbiotes, is tied into this event. And we all know recently little Normie was, Red Goblin, baby Red Goblin. So I just thought that being brought up as well was super cool. And how Cates is literally not just tying everything in that he's doing with Venom, but everything that's just been happening as well with Spider-Man. I think he's doing a good job with the continuity all around with everything, and just artwork phenomenal. And I'm excited to see what the next issue is going to be. And I bought one tie-in this week, and when we get to new comic book day hauls, I'll show that off. But yeah, I'm not trying to get too much into the tie-ins. I'm going to stay straight into the actual event. But if I had to rate it 5 out of 5, go read it digitally, get your hands on a copy however you can. Definitely Absolute Carnage. You'll enjoy it. I think so. Art, writing hits all, and even the inking hits all 3 boxes. So 5 out of 5. That's what I'm giving it. What are you guys giving it? Hi, Aaliyah, what you give it?
5 out of 5. I thoroughly enjoyed it. I would give House of X issue 2 6 out of 5. But your Absolute Carnage 5 out of 5 is good with me, man. I'm good. I agree.
Javi?
Yeah.
I'll give it a 4 out of 5. There's just something about the whole suspense of Null, or this like pseudo Null, Carnage, I guess you can call him, trying to gather the Codex. Not that, like, I don't want that to drag on. And I was reading the comic while my friend Rick was over, and I don't know how, like, I probably stopped like 3 or 4 times, and I looked at him and I was like, yo, I'm still reading this. Yo, I'm still reading this. And for some books, I'm okay with that, but it did, like, they needed it for this book, but some stuff it was like slow for me to get onto, and it's a 4 out of 5. It's not bad. It's still good.
No, it's not bad.
Right. Yeah. For sure. Hyde, what you got on it?
It's like a 4.8 out of 5. It's as close to perfect as you could get, but I just gotta say, House of X2 kind of edged it out. I agree. Yeah,
X2 was insane.
Like, and it's crazy that 2 comics of that caliber are coming out in a week. I'll give them both 5s. I could give them both 5s. I'm giving them both 5.
4.8. That's like,
nah, I'm giving it a 5.
Well,
I was trying to measure them, but no, I like one better than the other, but they're both pretty perfect for especially what they are. They check every box of what it needs to be.
If you guys haven't checked out Aggressively Relaxing's Carnage, Absolute Carnage review video, go check it out. It's hilarious. You can just go check it out.
And Javi, that's a great segue to shouting some more awesome people out in the chat. Aggressively Relaxing, thank you for joining us. Unruly Simeon, what's going on? Andy Alberts joining us across the pond. That is awesome, man. Thank you. Squanchy's up in the chat as well. Sam I Am Comics, what is going on? The chat is popping off. Of course, Hydra Comics is in the building. Hail Hydra. We got Bubs Comics up in here as well. Thank you guys for being here. You guys are awesome. Happy new comic book day to everyone here. And of course, we got Stone Cold Steve Comics in the building and my brother, Comic Head 84. What is going on, Kenny? Appreciate you guys for joining us.
What's up, 84?
Yeah, 84. If you guys haven't checked out his John's Comics with Kids 700 subscriber contest entry, go check it out. Unfortunately, I did not make the list, so spoiler alert there. But moving along.
Yeah, I got a quick question. Hey, are the other absolute issues are they going to be double size like that, or?
I don't think so. I think there's a couple. I mean, I think there's actually one issue that's supposed to be just normal size, if I'm not mistaken. But I think for the most part, they're probably going to be $5.99.
Okay.
Covers.
Yeah.
And then there might be one that's $3.99, but I could be mistaken there. So, but awesome read. My favorite read of last week. Not that I didn't like House of X2. I guess I had more ties to this than I did that. And then, Andy mentioned it in the chat as well. Of course, the scene at the end, and I don't want to I don't want to say it because if you haven't read it, I don't want to spoil it. But of course, I love the ending of this book. I thought it was great and how he kind of tied it up and left it on a cliffhanger. So just great stuff. And I think, like I said, I think it's worth the $7.99 price tag. You get 3 comics in one pretty much, man. So great stuff. Donny Cates, Stegman, get your hands on it. Now, that will lead us, I guess we can talk a little bit of House of X number 2, because I know you guys want to hop into that. And that would probably lead us into a little bit of our speculation segment that I'm actually going to have Hialeah Comic Bro take over this week. But before we hop into the spec on that, let's hop into House of X issue 2 because everyone's been loving it. And as Hyde and Hialeah, as you guys chose it as your pick of the week, I want you to just to kind of touch 3 points on it, if you could, for us on the panel and in the chat.
Go ahead, Hyde.
Go ahead. I just read them all pretty much back to back, so they're all mixed up in my head. So I'm gonna try to focus on what issue 2 exactly was. That was the mysterious amp. Can we say who was in it at this point?
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah, the Moira. This was Moira pretty much just sitting on the bench and going into everything that's gone on with her, right?
Yeah.
Okay, yeah, that's just an incredible thing. I love his pictographs and pictograms and stuff that kind of tell you how everything splits and where things have gone and what that is. And just, I don't know, he touches the weirdness so well of what she's going through that he's able to describe it in a perfect way to where you're like, oh, this isn't crazy at all. As much as Hickman loves to be complicated and crazy, he could also be very just simple and perfect and emotional. And it's awesome.
That was perfectly said. It was simple. It was just like a movie. I could see that issue like a movie playing out, man. Every panel was just perfect, simple. I didn't understand the cover when I first got it, and I was looking at the cover. And I go, dude, that cover is wonky, man. This cover sucks. And now this cover is perfect.
Yeah,
it's perfect for the book, man. It tells you, man. It's just I was blown away by this book. I think everybody knows it. I nerded out on this book, dude. Do you have any other points you want to say before I go, or?
No, that's pretty much it. The art's impeccable, and I don't want to give too much away about the comic. There's a lot of stuff that happens, and there's so much crazy stuff, the writing of Magneto throughout everything, and
I was just gonna say throughout everything, not just
throughout everything. Yeah, exactly.
The writing of Magneto throughout all the books has been
awesome. And just where he ends up in these things and the could be's and the woulda shouldas and how he's able to explain everything that they're retconning, and it's insane what he's doing. He's trying to start from square one with the X-Men, which is the most insanely intricate superhero franchise that's been around, and he's trying to make it start somewhere so that it makes sense in the next few years to come. And that's a big task, and it seems like he's doing it all right.
No, and I'm right there with you guys. Of course, I think it's a masterpiece. You know, I might just be more tied to, you know, Absolute Carnage, like I said, just because of the characters that I like and whatnot. But overall, great stuff in this book. Taking a character that you can say is almost like C-list in a say and just really forefronting them. And, you know, it looks like it's going to be a major player, like without a doubt.
Bro,
You know, like that. And that's probably like the coolest, like that's like the mind-blowing thing. And as you read it, you're almost like, it makes sense. And why hasn't it been done already? And then just the way Hickman is just tying things and not trying to create new lore, just like, you know what, there's already great X-Men stuff there that, you know, we love from the past. So why don't we build off of some of those things, you know? And I think that's what you see in this issue. And that's what I loved about this issue.
bro, he's taking them. He's doing something completely different, but he's not throwing out anything that has been done before because it was just part of her,
it's just
one of her lives.
yeah.
You know,
Yeah.
Everything that happened. It's not undoing anything.
Right.
She was a human. Now she's not. That was mind blowing. You know.
And with that, Hialeah, take it away in speculation corner for this week.
Speculation. My speculation ties right in with this. It's Moira McTaggart's first appearance.
Yeah.
Number 96. This is a mid-grade, but this one's pretty much doubled on eBay in a 2 weeks and a week since last week. It's just picking up, but it's still affordable. I was looking today, and there's still a lot of affordable graded and non-graded issues of this. On top of that, I have one more book that I think is a good spec. It's a villain, and he seems to be creeping into he's got a big part, and that is Nimrod. And this is his first appearance. It's X-Men 191, and it looks like he's going to have a big part in the story. Like pretty much every X-Men that's come before, because it seems like they're implicating, they're giving little hints that a lot of people are going to show up. But yeah, 96, first Moira McTaggart, and number 191, first Nimrod. This one you can still get it on the cheap, but
That 191, that cover is awesome.
Yeah, it's a beautiful cover, man. Colossus versus Vision. Come on.
yeah, for sure, man.
Awesome cover, man.
Thank
I know
you.
somebody that's got a nice Colossus piece. Super nice.
Yes, I do.
Hell yeah. Well, thank you for the little spec this week, Haya Lucha Libre. And I mean, it's not really any speculation. I mean, this book, I wouldn't speculate in the book. It's really the only thing that I have kind of tied to him. And I'm just going to talk about some movie spec real quick. And I think it's been pretty much almost confirmed everywhere. Everyone knows it. But you're getting Namor soon. They say he's going to be the villain in Black Panther 2 or the protagonist or whatever the case may be. Because, eventually they'll bring him in and hopefully we'll get Defenders or whatever. But I'm only showing this book off because this is the only thing that I really have linked to him. But a lot of talk about him right now in the movie speculation. There's you can check Key Collector app if you want to see what keys you think you need to find. But I would just tell you right now, go pick up your Namor stuff before it gets officially announced, because then it'll be crazy skyrocketing and then you'll have to wait till it comes back down. So when it comes to the movie aspect of things, I'll tell you, get on that right now, because I think that's something that is just going to take off, and you want to make sure you have all that stuff inside your collection before it's too late. And then you're like, damn, kicking yourself. Like, why didn't I pick that up? But at the same time, I also believe collect what you like, not the hype. We're only bringing the spec because, it's part of the game. It's a lot of fun to kind of speculate on stuff as well. But if you stay true to what you collect, it doesn't even matter anyway. So with that being said, that's going to be our little spec corner this week. Javi, now we're going to go to everyone's favorite segment of our show, and that's Javi's Variant Corner. Are you ready, brother?
I am ready. As I pull this up, let me know once it's in.
Yep, I see it, and we're going to go ahead, and we're going to add this to the screen.
Ooh, there we go. Nice and
Javi,
pretty.
take it away, bro.
Nice
Kicking
way
it
to get
off.
started.
Kicking it off.
Hold on, yo. And shout out to everyone in the chat. More awesome people joining us. And I love this kind of take me down that corner, yo. 84 killing it in the chat.
We're going down the variant corner lane right now at the 90MF comic channel right here.
Yep.
Talking about some variants coming out. This is some indies, starting off with the indies. This is by Dynamite Comics, Vampirella and Red Sonja, #1 by Inuik Lee. I thought this was kind of cool. It's a 1 and 21 variant. Usually it's like a 1 and 20 variant or a 1 and 25. I don't know if that's a typo on the internet or something, but I saw that it was a 1 and 21 variant. This is sold out, guys. You can still pick a copy up if you're interested on comicexposure.com. It's going for about $35 on eBay right now, and this is just for pre-orders. This is coming out September 4th by Dynamite Comics, Vampirella and Red Sonja #1.
Jeff is gonna want this one for sure, man.
You beat me to it, Steve. I was gonna say it. And shout out to Bueller for joining us in the building. Thank you, brother. Thank you, Century, for joining us as well in the chat. Appreciate everyone for being here in the chat. Take it away, Javi. My bad, brother.
It's all good, man. So check out Comic Exposure. That's exposure with an X. Comicexposure.com, and you will still be able to pick one of these up. This is by Jordi Belair and Drew Moss on the art. The cover artist on this one is Inuik Lee. Beautiful Vampirella and Red Sonja. Another Dynamite comic that's coming out is Chastity. I'm not familiar with this character. I don't know anything about her. I guess she was part of this Chaos imprint publishing line. But Dynamite is doing a #1 for her. This is the Jason Scott Campbell 1 in 10. They call this the Carve variant. I don't know if he carved this out I don't know, but Jason Scott Campbell Carve variant 1 in 10. And if you're interested in the character, stadiumcomics.com is doing like a little pack, and you can get some nice goodies. So check out Stadium Comics for Chastity #1 coming out November 11th. Aftershock Comics is coming out with a new #1 called Midnight Vista.
Oh, that's awesome looking.
That is incredible.
This is the 1 in 10 variant by the artist known as Raza. Raza has done some X-23 variants. But yeah, he's coming out with this variant for Midnight Vista #1 by Aftershock Comics. The writer on this is Leah Williams, and the artist is Daniel Main. Some extraterrestrial goodness right here. Excuse me, Elliot Rahal and Clara Meath on the creative team there. Moving on to DC, Harley Quinn and Poison Ivy is coming out with a #1, September 4th. This is the Artgerm variant, and Artgerm is actually doing 2 cardstock variants. There's a Harley Quinn, and that one connects to the Poison Ivy. So these are actually 2 different covers. 2 different variant covers for the same Harley Quinn and Poison Ivy book. So there's going to be a Harley Quinn cardstock by Artgerm, and there's also going to be a Poison Ivy cardstock.
I think I like the Ivy better.
Well, if you get both, you can connect them. I like the Harley costume, but he threw in the classic like he has like excuse me, she has like Supergirl's face, like,
I can see that. Yeah, I can see what you're saying. Yeah.
you know.
Uh-huh.
These card stocks are going to be $1 more. These card stocks are $4.99, and the regular book is $3.99. So keep that in mind, guys. Coming out September 4th. Justice League Dark is coming out with this is Justice League Dark number 15 by Clayton Crane. Clayton Crane, of course, is one of the greatest artists out there. He does a lot of variant covers, and he's doing a Detective Chimp cover.
That's who's writing the Justice League Dark that's coming out?
Justice League Dark is written by James Tynion IV. He's been on it since the beginning.
All right.
And the artists on this, it's a partnership, I guess. Alvaro Martinez and Raul Fernandez. This is coming out September 25th. So if you're a Clayton Crane fan like I am, or if you're a Justice League Dark fan, or if you just like this cover, I know this would be,
or like me, a big Detective Chimp fan.
Yeah, exactly. He's Detective Chimp is actually going to.
Yeah.
Right. Yeah. This could be a great theme for future slab downs or future contests. You know, animal covers.
Animal cover theme. So
that's a beautiful cover.
Yeah, I want that on my wall.
Detective Chimp is actually going to be on a cover for Deceased as well. So
really,
yeah. And speaking of Deceased number 6 by Francesco Mattina. Another cardstock variant.
That is sick.
Oh,
I know, man. Dark Side.
Oh my goodness.
Whenever you have Dark Side on a cover, it's it's going to be badass. And Francesco Mattina definitely went all out on this one. I really like the colors too, the contrast of the colors. Deceased number 6. This is coming out in October 30th, so you still have quite some time to look out for this.
Damn.
Moving on to Marvel. We have Marvel continuing their Immortal wraparound variants.
Awesome.
I dig them all.
They're coming out with ASM number 29, Amazing Spider-Man number 29. This is written by Nick Spencer, drawn by Ryan Oatley. This Immortal wraparound variant, however, is drawn by none other than himself, Mark Bagley.
Mm-hmm. Feels like it.
Yeah, if you're, Mark Bagley, he does a lot of Venom, a lot of Spider-Man. So if you're a fan of his artwork, go check out this Amazing Spider-Man Immortal wraparound variant coming out September 11th. Amazing Spider-Man number 29. And keeping the theme going, Moon Knight is also coming out with his own Immortal wraparound. This is a little bit different. Of course, Moon Knight has he's known for having these multiple personalities. And, it's different. It's cool. I like it. This is by Pascal Ferry.
When does that come out?
This is September 11th as well. And this is Moon Knight Annual number 1.
All right. There hasn't been a Moon Knight around as of now, right?
In the movies?
No, I mean, and has there been a Moon Knight series?
Yeah, yeah, I believe so. I
was one.
There has been one. I don't know if it might be a monthly.
Right.
But this Moon Knight Annual is written by Cullen Bunn.
All right.
Wow.
And I saw the cover A, and I read the synopsis as I was doing my variant corner, getting my covers ready. And I saw that in the annual, he's actually going toe-to-toe against Kang, the Conqueror.
Oh.
And the cover A is actually very, very cool, with both of them kind of duking it out on the cover.
He's such a cool character, man.
Moon Knight Annual number 1, September 11th. The Immortal wraparounds variant by Pascal Ferry. Last but not least, we have Sabine Rich on Agents of Atlas #2. This is number 2 of 5, and showcasing one of the Agents of Atlas character, Luna Snow, on the cover. She has these like powers to manipulate ice. Agents of Atlas #2. Agents of Atlas has been popping as of lately, and this cover is just beautifully superb by Sabine Rich.
Very nice.
Beautiful.
Tried to keep it a little bit of some B covers. Didn't want to go on the exclusives this time. Try to keep it on a budget for these variants. So if you are interested in these covers, just let your local comic book shop to put them on your pull list, and they'll be waiting for you there once they come out. Right? That alien one is just popping.
I think it's that one and the Dark Side. Those are the
Dark
two.
Side, I like the Poison Ivy and the Harley Quinn.
Damn.
And this, the Detective Chimp is good, man.
Yeah, I like the chimp, the alien, and that one, man. Oh my god, the Dark Side. Wow, that is great.
Thank you so much, guys.
No, thank you, Javi, for Javi's variant corner, and thank more incredible people hopping in the chat. And just so you know, man, people love your segment because, of course, once we start your segment, Javi, like 8 more people hopped in. Like, oh, Javi's variant corner is going on. Let's get into the chat. So shout out to Bake the Snake. Shout out to Stay Puff. Mr. Variant's been in here killing the chat. Thank you, brother, for being here for almost I think he's been here for the entire show. So thank you, man. I'm running Unruly Simeon, my MCE brother, Dark Mufasa in the chat. So thank you guys. Comics for all people. You guys are incredible. We appreciate the love. Mr. Miracle in the building as well. Appreciate the love on New Comic Book Day. Happy New Comic Book Day to everyone. And that will bring us to probably everyone's favorite segment, what you picked up today on New Comic Book Day. Hyde, were you able to make it to the shop today?
No, I was not. I will be able to next week. Haven't been able to do it for a bit. I got a lot to go through. Gotta chip away.
Yeah. So once Hyde goes to the shop, we're just gonna have one show. It's gonna be called Hyde's Hall. We're gonna have a show. Once you get that under control, you let me know. We'll have Hyde's Hall right here on the 90MFComics channel.
It'll be like a 45-minute special. Yeah.
So I know my brother Raul went to the shop today. Raul, show the people what you picked up, man.
Number 1, I got this Catwoman.
Archer.
I don't know what number it is. It's a pure cover buy.
Does it matter? Doesn't matter what number it is.
It doesn't matter. But
I almost bought it, but I didn't because we all know I gotta save every penny I can right now.
I got lucky and I got this once and future. Javi was telling me that this is popping.
Yeah, man.
So I got lucky and got that.
You got lucky, man.
Sharky, number 5. I'm enjoying this very much. It's from Mark Millar.
You've been reading it all?
Yeah. I've already read a few of these. I'm really enjoying it.
Nice.
It's just a fun read. Gideon Falls, read this one also. Talk about it next week. Of course, Silver Surfer Black, number 3. Read this one also. And My Powers of X, number 2. And yeah, I read this one already too, and it's excellent. And we'll hear about it next week.
Hell yeah, that's what's up. Javi, were you able to make it to the shop today?
No, sorry. I did not make it to the shop today. I have these that I picked up last week.
All right, so what'd you pick up last week, brother?
Picked up this Over the Garden Wall. Oh, I think I showed these off actually. Killer Grove number 3. I did some organizing over the week, and I don't know if you can hear my boy banging in the background.
Yeah.
Picked up some Starman, so check out Conquistador, the YouTube channel. I showed off some of my collection, in our collection tea time. Picked these up at a haul for $1 each. Some Starman.
What issues are those?
This is Starman 0, 1, 2, and 3.
That's awesome, man. I'm glad you picked those up.
Yeah.
AB4 wants to know what that slab book is beside Javi, and that slab book right there is an AOK from Hialeah Comic, bro. And tell the people what it is, Javi.
This right here is an awesome AOK from the great himself, Hialeah Comic Book, bro. The Lucha Libre himself. This is a book that I've been eyeing for some time. I've been a big Huntress fan, and this is Secret Origins of Superheroes, DC Superstars number 17. And it is the first appearance of Huntress. And Huntress is just such a cool character to me. She's such a badass. She's super independent, but she's still kind of like the Bat family. So she has those connections. But yeah, first appearance of Huntress. It was a book that I mentioned to Hialeah when we were first kind of meeting up and going to the cons, and he surprised me when he pulled this out. Man, I was speechless. My jaw dropped when he pulled this out, and I'm just so grateful and so happy that it's a part of my collection now. I get to show it off.
As Puff mentioned in here, it's such a great cover of Huntress, and it really is, because I like of course just classic, and then I love this sexiness that she's portraying as well in that cover. You know what I mean? It's just
confidence. It's confidence, man.
It's everything. Just
it's confidence, and that's what makes it sexy. So that's what I really like about this book.
Yeah. Javi nailed it on the head. So hell yeah, Javi. That's what Javi picked up. All right, so I'll show you guys what I picked up this week. And before we get to what I picked up, I want to shout out to my brother Sam, the owner of Hope's Comics when it was down here in South Florida.
Nice.
He actually AOK'd me a book this week, and it is, I guess, the first appearance of
Batwoman.
So shout out to Sam. I appreciate you, brother. Hopefully we can get him on to the show. That would be awesome. But if you're watching, brother, I appreciate the love, man. This was super cool to come from you, man. So thank you, man. So that is how I'm going to kick off what I picked up this week. And the first thing I picked up this week, just like everyone else, it was that House of X issue number 2, or Powers of 10 issue number 2. Sorry, I'm confusing them because they're coming out every single week. But Powers of 10 issue 2, get your hands on it. This is a beautiful cover. My LCS was out of this cover when I got there, so luckily it was in my box. So super stoked to add this one and to read it tonight. And I had to hook up my boy Javi because I know he didn't have one, so I was able to get him at least the Scotty Young variant. So Javi, that one is coming your way. Of course, brother, I got you, not to worry.
Yeah, thank you.
And then real quick, switch up, DC pickup. No, I did not pick up anything DC this week. Sorry about that. And shout out to the boy who had 7. What's up, man? Thank you for being here, bro. My indie pickup of this week, and I picked it up for Javi. Definitely going to read it before I send it over to him because I got to know. But it's Mad Cave's newest title, Show's End. Definitely know we love us some Mad Cave. We got to get Chris on here. Hopefully we can talk about this. And we got Woven Heart coming out very soon, so you guys can go add that to your pull list at your LCS if you haven't done that yet. But definitely excited to read what this is about. Javi, another book coming your way, Show's End by Mad Cave. And just like
an awesome cover, that Show's End.
Oh, for sure. I should probably get a little closer up on that, right? So,
nice.
Yeah, very nice.
Yeah, man. And I guess I should get a little closer on these too, right? The Scotty Young is hot.
Yeah, that's very nice also.
I like how he has the red hair.
Yeah.
Well, it's related to what I feel like it's touching what goes on in the book if you're reading it, if you know what I mean. So, and that's a beautiful cover as well. But just like High Lucha Libre, Silver Surfer, Black, issue number 3, gotta have me some Kates. Already read it. I'll let you know what I think about it next week. I know a lot of people aren't a fan of Chad Moore and the art. I dig it. I'm all about it. I have no issues with it. I don't know. But if you want to know what I thought about the story, stay tuned next week because we'll definitely be hopping into this one. But Silver Surfer, Black, issue number 3. And then my last pickup of this week, the only tie-in that I have right now, the only tie-in that I may get, Cullen Bunn's Scream. So
Nice.
I love me some symbiotes, and Cullen Bunn is a phenomenal writer, and I love what he did on the 3 issues that he was on Venom. So I figured I'd just, go ahead and take a shot on this. I know it's a tie-in. I'm not getting all the tie-ins, but it's kind of own title as well. It's not a title that's already ongoing, and I won't be like lost in that continuity in that sense. So super excited to see what's going on in this.
That's a cool cover too.
Yeah, super dope cover, man.
Yeah, it's Scream. Ever since she was part of that Spider-Man Islands of Adventure ride, I think she's always been like one of those characters that I really enjoyed, and it's cool that she has her own one shot.
Yeah, man, and no, actually, it's a series. It's not just a one shot.
Oh, the mini, yeah, little mini, yeah.
So
definitely my favorite of the Riot Squad.
So, and what the other thing is though, as well with Scream, she is the first symbiote outside of Venom.
Yeah,
I mean, she was the first one before that whole squad came out. You know what I mean?
Yeah, she was the first one. Yeah.
Yeah. So outside of Venom, she was the first offspring, so to speak. So another reason why I was like, you know what, I'm gonna hop on it. Love me some Venom, love me some symbiotes. So why not? Cullen Bunn, great writer. Excited to see how it's gonna go down in Scream issue number 1. Stay tuned next week when I talk about it. So that will bring us to the end of our show, guys. But before we get out of here, we got to talk about what we got going on. D-Hide, you got anything going on your channel this week, brother?
Yes, actually. Tomorrow will be the return of The World According to Frank Castle. And since it's about that time, I will be doing, from 1993, I believe, the Punisher Back to School special. So
Nice.
It's time for back to school, and we're going back to school, Frank, as well. So yeah, tomorrow I'll be covering that on my channel. That's my channel under my name. You can see it in the chat, and you can find me. Add me. I'm going to be talking Punisher tomorrow.
Hell yeah. Hi, Elliot, what you got going on, brother?
Dude, I've been saying that I'm gonna put out a video for like the last week, and I haven't. But tomorrow, I definitely will put out a speculation. It's gonna be concerning all the X stuff. I got a few spec books on top of these 2 that I showed, and what else? And I might go live and just spoil it because I know a lot of people have been spoiling it. I can't spoil it here, but I might go live and talk a little bit more of House of X because it's phenomenal. It's just great stuff. I'm going to probably read them again. And that's about it, man.
All right. Well, if you do that, let me know. Maybe I'll join you and just go ahead and spoil it for the people.
Spoiled it.
We know the Conquistadors channel is about to blow up. Collection Tea Time is probably one of the hottest things going on right now on YouTube. What's even hotter is Oprah Boys Book Club. Let the people know when it's happening.
Oprah Boys Book Club is going to be coming at you tomorrow, the 2nd episode of Oprah Boys Book Club, where we will be talking about this issue right here, the Punisher series by Garth Ennis and Steve Dillon. Welcome back, Frank. We already talked about issue number 1. We dove, right into it. Went deep into the plot, deep into the art, deep into the story, and we will be doing the same with issue number 2 of Welcome Back, Frank's The Punisher on the Conquistador channel. So check that out tomorrow, Thursday, 8 o'clock. Mr. Derek Hyde will be joining me, and I believe Mr. 90 himself will be joining us as well, keeping the YouTube 90.
Yeah,
What was the name of the show again?
YouTube is 90, and it's the Oprah Boys Book Club.
Oprah Boys?
Oprah Boys.
Missed it the first
That's a great Sunday too.
That's right. I've been getting a little bit of a schedule going for the Conquistador channel. So check out Tuesdays. We will be doing our collection tea time. Thursdays, we will be doing Oprah Boys Book Club. Sundays, we will be doing a Silver Age Sunday. And then every now and then, sometime in between, we will be doing some impromptu live videos, maybe doing some recorded videos. And something to look out in the future is that I will be doing a review series on V.E. Schwab's Shades of Magic. So check that out in the near future as well. But be here tomorrow, 8 o'clock, Conquistador channel, Oprah Boys Book Club. Welcome back, Frank. Issue number 2.
Awesome.
Hell yeah, I will be there. You best believe it. And as you guys already know, YouTube is 90, and I'll be joining Javi tomorrow on Oprah Boys Book Club. Who knows? We might start bouncing Oprah Boys Book Club from channel to channel, because it is just gonna be the hottest thing coming your way to the community. And as you guys already know, you can find us here every Wednesday for comic book reviews, spec, and more. And you can find me on That MCE Show every Monday on That Geek Show. Actually, it's changing, I think, to every other Monday, so don't quote me on that. Every other Monday on MCE, That Geek Show. And of course, the most poppin' show happening all of the community, Sunday Night Slabdown. You can find me and my boy Comic Head 84 bringing you the action. When this week, I'm not sure who the matchup is this week, and when I know, I will let you guys know. But most importantly, we have just one book versus one book, winner take all. Chico Mr. G versus Big Papa Runk. Just, you got to be there. It was the first tie in Slabdown history. You got to see who's going to win from last week. And then we're going to give you another match this Sunday. So Sunday Night Slabdown, 7 o'clock, 90MFComics. Make sure you're there. I want to thank all of you in the chat for joining us. I want to thank the entire panel for being here as well. You guys have a great night. Enjoy New Comic Book Day. And until next week, people, go get your books.
Peace.
We good.
YouTube is 90.